Hello and welcome to Uptown Tonight, where we do believe a rising tide will raise all ships, and we are here to do our best to help out with that rising tide in the FM area by basically trying to raise up the FM entertainers of the area, and maybe even further out, wherever else we can find you guys. So, again, I am your host, Mr. Wayne Stallenfacher, or Discount Tom Cruise, whatever the hell you want to call me this week, I don't really care. But our guest this week, again, is the one, the only, Jeremy Gruensteiner. He is back in studio once again, talking about his new project that he's got going on out there, and excited to talk up to him about it. We had a couple of conversations before we even start with the ethereal and all this other stuff that happens in the just in the world, and just thinking about how things connect together and all that. And it's just, I don't know, I find it fascinating, and he's diving deep into it. So this is a good time to start picking at his brain again. So we'll get to all that after soon. Well, I got to talk about myself in the last weekend, which I didn't really do much of anything, but, you know, I still have a few things. And there's those zebras. He doesn't look like that anymore. No, Gruensteiner was having a nice little wrestling match before we even got down here. And then we got to Cito with Junior there in our Uptown merch. So I don't know when the next time we're actually playing in town, other than early June. We're at the windbreak again, and come out and see us and get some Uptown merch. So right off the stage right there with old Cito and Junior right there. And then Zeben always says support our troops, as we should. I'm a little biased since my son's in the military, and I finally got to talk to him for almost an hour last week. It was really, really interesting. He has hearing aids now, and he's getting a CPAP machine, and he sounds like an old man, and but he's heading out to Korea, and he can't tell me anything else about it, which is fine. You know, that's kind of probably military standards, so we'll just leave it at that. And then it was garage sale opener. Oh, excited. I am a treasure hunter from you know what, and our treasure hunting channel is about to launch here, so be on the lookout for that. It's square nail, or cowbell square nail treasure hunting. And we'll have metal detecting, yard sailing, all just places just to find just random junk and whatever else, just to find those treasures out there. But that was the line that we got into at the West Fargo gigantic rummage sale. And I'll say, I've had better years. But, you know, it was still fun. It was still a lot of fun out there. And then I had to meet up with the drumline guys after that. They got together at the Sunset Bowling Lanes, and we found out that they had some tournament going, so we couldn't go bowling, everything else. But we did get a picture taken. There's me holding up our festive shirts that we were wearing for that as our uniform this year. And you may see some other people doing some naughty things that I just noticed. Wyatt, if you come online tonight, oh, I swear. All right, but before that, we are setting up. We are going to be playing some Oregon Trail as we go along. So we got Jeremy, Wayne, and Betty. What is number 4?
Diane.
Diane, and our last one.
Let's do Jimmy.
Jimmy. Don't die on this, Jimmy. Yes, these names are correct. And he's going off as the carpenter. So in the middle seat, we will see the only person who's actually ever made it to the end was Russ Pfaff. Everyone else has died completely. So let's see. We always leave in the month we are in. We are in June.
It's June?
Oh,
it's
sorry.
May.
I mean, it's May. But I did put May. I just said the wrong word. Hi. All right. Now we're leaving and all that fun. We got to buy some stuff at the general store. We need oxen and clothes and food. We don't need ammunition because you're not going to be shooting anything. And not that we're not 2A happy over here. We love the 2A over here. But, you know, it just ain't going to happen on this game. All right, so let's see. You need some oxen.
Yep.
How many yoke would you like?
Let's get the 3 yoke.
3 yoke? Gotcha. We need some foods. Oops, that one. Let's see. Recommend at least 200 food per each person. 5 people in your group. 20 cents a pound.
Ooh, that's a deal of the century.
Oh,
right
man.
There,
yep. That's pre-pandemic.
Let's go, we do 120 pounds?
120 pounds?
Or no, 220 pounds.
220 pounds? You need 200 pounds per each person.
Oh, wait, sorry. I can't math that fast. 1,020.
1,020, okay.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
So 1,200 or 1,020?
Let's do 1,200. See
Let's do that.
See how well I can do accounting on the fly.
Bing.
Cool.
Okay, we still have $360 left. We need some clothing. Oh my gosh. Don't go out there naked. Recommend 2 sets per person. Each set is $10. Why is clothing so expensive?
I don't know.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Let's go with 10 sets.
10 sets. Okay. And the funny part is that I actually got robbed on one of these, and they stole my clothing. All of it.
So just left you naked
Yeah.
out on the trail.
They did. All my Patagonia and everything was just gone. All right, let's see. No ammunition, so spare parts. And see, clothing is $10 each, but you can also get a wagon wheel.
All right.
Not the Darius Rucker wagon wheel, but a wagon wheel nonetheless for $10.
Let's do 6 wagon wheels.
6 wagon wheels. Boop. You can only carry 3.
Okay,
Oh my
so 3.
jeez.
Fine.
Rules, stupid.
Let's do 3 axles too.
3 axles.
And let's do 3 tongues.
3 tongues. This guy's the hardware store. All right. All right. And I'm guessing we're just going to leave.
All right.
And we'll get on going here. And we're loading the wagon and everything else. We'll come back. We have to ford the rivers and all that fun stuff. We actually have to make decisions. But let's get to you there, Mr. Gruensteiner. What is up with this new thing you got going here? Weird and Strong. Is this just kind of just an extension of yourself, or what is going on here?
Yeah, so Weird and Strong is many things, and the core of it, the way that I came to this name is a few years ago I had a coworker, fellow coach of mine. We had done during Thanksgiving, we had written notes to each other on like what we're thankful for about each other. So the whole staff had done this, and this one particular coach, he had signed off, said, "Stay strong, stay weird." And like I saw it because this was back in like 2020 probably, the end of it. And so it's been a while since I saw it. Like I didn't remember seeing it. I was like, oh yeah, that's neat. But being the pack rat that I am, I held on to it. I kept it, and I came across it late last year. I saw it again. I was like, huh. Those two things, the weird and the strong thing.
Are they onto something?
And I was like, oh, that like really spoke to me in a different way when I pulled that up. And I was like, if I think about the things that I've been doing with the physical world of being a weightlifter, being a coach, being a personal trainer, all of these things, of like the strength component has been very, very present in my life. And most of my life, the weird has been a big component of most of my life as well.
I will say, because our conversations end up very interesting and in some waters that I never thought we'd ever step into. It's awesome.
And so I thought about that. I was like, well, I've been thinking about doing a podcast myself. Like, let's work with this. And so I started getting the wheels in motion, which I am on episode, I think, like 12 right now.
Excellent.
So the podcast is out there. So if you're interested in listening to us, please have a listen. We're on all major platforms out there. What we talk about is we get together with people. I talk with my weird friends. I talk with my strong friends and my weird and strong friends. So it's allowing people a platform to share their unique stories of how they show up in the world. What are their strengths?
Yes.
What are the ways that they show up unconventionally or unexpected? What makes them quote unquote weird? What makes them uniquely and authentically them? So it's giving everybody a chance to share that with the world. And
excellent.
I love the conversations that we have. With that, like I said, it was such a it felt like such a personal brand. It felt like it was so core to me.
Yeah. That
now, as things have changed in my life, of being able to, or having the opportunities now, I mean, we've always had the opportunity, but being put into a situation now where the gym I was working at closed. So my job went away. Could I have signed on with another gym right away? Could I have done these things and moved right away to the next thing? I decided that wasn't quite for me, and that I feel like I have something here with this weird and strong thing And so that's leading me to the core of what I'm looking to bring into the world, between the podcast, between events that I'm going to be doing in the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond, and my own coaching program.
Yes.
And so the core component of all of these, or the core mission, just like the podcast, is to help people realize that inner weirdo, or like really be safe and feel safe to be themselves, unapologetically, fully authentically themselves. The types of people that I want to work with, and like that I really love working with, are the people who maybe, and I say maybe in a conscious way, that they felt like they haven't quite fit the mold that they're in. Maybe they're living a corporate lifestyle. You know, they're climbing the rungs of the ladder because that's where they think that success is going to come from.
Yeah.
But they
doing
feel like
a paint by numbers, where everyone says you should be going and
correct.
how you should be getting there.
But they feel like a
success.
Square peg in a round hole, or vice versa, whatever it is.
And
they don't quite feel like it fits for them. And so I'm here, to share people's stories of moving past that type of a situation for themselves. Many people I talk to, it's like the story sounds the same or very similar from person to person to person.
Moss Eisley's, yes.
Yeah. And so being able to show that this is a reality for people, living it for myself and betting on myself and starting to build all this for myself.
Oh, interesting. I'm seeing how all this is developing now. Man, how did I not see that before? Okay.
I get to show up fully as me every single day, and I'm working to continually do that in as much as I possibly can, so that it also gives others the permission to do so as well.
Exactly. Leading by example.
Yes.
It's a simple way to put it, but it's essentially what that is.
So have you ever seen or heard of this? So this was a video that was introduced to me by a good friend and mentor, teacher, Mr. Mark England from the Enlifted folks. It was a video of the Sasquatch Music Festival.
Sasquatch.
This was a long time ago. I say a long time ago. It was probably like 2010 or something like this. It's a music festival, so it's like middle of the day.
Okay.
There's like some dance type of music playing. Everybody's just sitting around on the grass. Nobody's really moving, not doing anything. It's a hot day. It's like, whatever. Just lounge around and enjoy the time. Cool. There's one dude out there in the crowd just going ham. Dancing. Doesn't care. Like, making faces at people. Like, waving at people. Like, just being authentically himself and being brave enough to show up and dance. Like, he had no cares in the world.
Dance like no one's watching.
Yes, the trite expression or whatever. And you could see people in the crowd like look at him like, look at that guy. What a weirdo. Blah.
Yep.
It didn't seem like good for him. And all of a sudden another person joins in, and he welcomes them and celebrates them. And they're just having a blast. Just two guys in a field dancing while everybody else is laughing at them. And all of a sudden, the third one comes in. And a fourth one comes in. And then it's a wave. People are just flooding in to get part of this dance party. So it's being brave enough to start your own dance party and see who shows up.
I was seeing how you're tying all that together. Mm-hmm. And that is beautiful.
Thank you.
It's very... God. Jeremy and I love these conversations all the time. But we need to cross a river here, not to disprove all this, but you're currently 641 feet across, 6 feet deep in the middle. What are we going to do here? Are we going to ford? Are we going to cock the wagon? Or are we going to take the ferry across? Or you really want to look for more information?
Let's cock it, float it.
Okay.
Let's live dangerously.
Going dangerous. Gonna make things happen.
Here we go.
Oh, you're gonna make it.
I was gonna be so mad
Look at that.
if it was like the last foot that just sunk.
Yeah. No trouble. Being the skipper of the ship. So here we go. 83 miles to the next one.
Already 102 miles down the road.
Oh, exactly. You found wild fruit.
I'm just, everything's coming up Millhouse today. Oh, got lost.
That's all right. Just having fun. Checking out the sites. Checking out the real estate.
Mm-hmm.
As we say in the old country. But you got all this going now, and you're looking for clients, I'm assuming, correct?
Yeah, so actually just getting started. So this is actually the big announcement of it all, because I haven't really I've talked with some people about it. I have a couple of clients that I signed up last week, and I haven't really announced this to the world yet that I'm returning to the coaching world.
You heard it here first.
About a month-long hiatus away from the coaching world. I personally thought it was going to be longer. One of the things that I really wanted to do was reevaluate for myself, making sure that I am walking the walk and not just talking the talk.
Gotcha.
And as I started to take the time and do a lot more exploration for myself in all areas, not just the exercise, not just the mental stuff up here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what can I get more connected into my feelings and my emotions and my sensations in my body? Can I get more connected to me as a person, myself? And through that, it was very much very evident for me. Like, oh, my path is to continue to help guide people, and that when I'm not doing this, there's a piece of me that feels missing. And so, yeah, we kicked it off. I just posted it to my website, weirdandstrong.com.
Perfect.
The program is called
Links down below.
The Weird Wellness Club. So if you feel like you've tried everything before, health, wellness, fitness, all of these things, it's time to get weird.
Weird Wellness. WWC?
The WWC.
There we go.
Yeah. And so it's the approach to this is very much was used as a buzzword for a long time of holistic. So
that is a buzzword.
Very holistic approach. But if we think about the word whole, holistic, I'm looking at the people that I work with as a whole person. We're not looking at just the fitness aspect of it.
Okay.
We're not looking at just the nutrition aspect, or maybe those two things on their own. We add in the mental side, the emotional, spiritual side.
So how do you do all this? But before you answer that, we got to cross another river here quick.
Crap.
We got Big Blue River crossing on May 18th.
2.9 feet deep.
Yep.
We were fording that bugger.
All right. We're not even going to take the wheels off. Check this out. Boop.
You know, it's probably been 30 years since I played this.
Exactly. Now you're doing it on the old school, regular
Didn't even see
hardware. Yep. This is kind of the nice one. Your supplies got wet. Oh my gosh. You lost a day from that?
3 feet of water.
Okay, whatever.
What kind of wagon is this?
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, so how do you get the holistic of people then? What's your approach on that? Because that's a whole lot of data that you got to try to store in your brain and then make that actually work together. So to me, that'd just be a huge...
It can be. So
overwhelming almost.
Here's the biggest component of this, or like the thing that truly makes everything different, is looking at, rather than me try to assimilate you as a whole person and like try to put myself into your shoes and try to imagine what it's like to live my life as Wade. Like,
what would that be like?
Yeah, like,
you don't want to know.
There's no way for me to actually know. And so it frees me from having to be an expert in you, because I can't be an expert in you.
Okay.
You're the expert in you.
True enough.
So
what angle do you come in? That's right.
So we do this through a lot of exploration.
Okay.
I'm the negation in all of this acknowledged. I'm not going to be prescribing, like, okay, make sure you drink X amount of ounces of water and you get 20,000 steps. Like, I've tried that. I've done that.
Ox wanders off. Whatever.
I've tried that prescriptive approach for people, and it can have some benefits, or it can get people results. I've been on those types of programs before too.
Probably from the people just can't schedule their own things out correctly.
Can be, but like a lot of times it's the novelty of it that sees the result in a prescriptive program, or you're just so dedicated to it.
Okay.
The point that I've seen, and I've experienced this for myself, that the downside of it is that
thief came and stole 10 pounds of your food. Let's talk about that.
Who
thief.
steals 10 pounds of food?
Talking about that earlier. Stole all my clothes.
Is that it doesn't actually allow us to change the underlying behaviors, beliefs, or like just whatever's running under the hood. So taking this holistic approach and taking an exploration approach of this allows me to guide the person rather than telling them what to do.
So how do you guide them?
There's a lot of different modalities and things that I use in part of this.
Betty is lost.
Uh-oh.
Come on, Betty. She's better than that. All right.
One of the components that I use, we talked about this the last time I was on, is words and stories. We take a look at the language component of what are the things that you believe. So if you believe that you are, or if you only ever told yourself that you're not good enough, how easy is it for you to believe that you are good enough? And so we start to unwind some of those beliefs we have about self, beliefs we have about others, the way that we talk through our language. We start to look at some simple things of.
I'd like some examples of that.
So let's talk about what do you feel the difference between a routine and a ritual is?
Betty got lost again. Her routine's pretty bad.
It is.
Routine and a ritual.
Yeah.
So a ritual will be something that you do because you believe it needs to happen, and a routine just happens because it's something you just do.
So
am I close?
Yeah, I mean, very close actually.
Okay.
So would you say then the difference is presence and intent?
Yes, that's exactly what it would be.
Yeah.
You
So
really
like if
think
you were
about it.
doing something routine, you're not present. If
Yep.
you're doing something that you would view as a ritual, a ritualistic, you're being very present.
Yes.
And so that's one of the small conversations we have of like, we look at when we're in a health and wellness space or personal development, and we talk about building habits. And a lot of times routines come up in this, and I've been guilty of this. I talked about it, and now I'm like, well, routines really are that unconscious, the things I just do.
Yep.
Without really realizing it. Taking an approach of being ritualistic with it, where we get to see and be present and practice what we're doing. Because we're continually practicing and improving. This isn't a one and done, I'm perfect, I'm done.
Yes.
Ask any martial artist, when are they ever done with their technique? Well, I perfected all the kicks in the world, I guess I'm done practicing kicks now.
Yeah, no kidding.
That never happens.
And I have dysentery.
What
Man,
are you eating?
I don't know. What are you feeding me out here? Oh, God, I've never seen the fire before. Oh, I don't know if you could see that, but the wagon's on fire. We lost two wagon wheels, two wagon wheels, 3 tongues, and 64 pounds of food.
You know, that tracks.
Ouch. Ouch. Okay.
Well, remind me of a fire story. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
But so that's one component we do. We take a look at being able to block out time in a different way rather than just minute to minute. We start to find a way to group some things together. We have our non-negotiables of like, I have to go to, I have work scheduled at these times.
Yes.
Looking at, especially if somebody has a belief of I have no time to do this stuff. I don't have enough time to work out. I don't have enough time to eat right, to prepare my food. Well, let's take you've told yourself I don't have time. So let's take a look at and change that attitude or change that belief to see where do you have time.
or do you have the time and just telling yourself you don't?
Well, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Yes. And so helping
Another
people.
thief, stolen oxen. God, you gonna ride that thing? Sorry.
And so those are a couple of the tools that we do. Like I said, we really explore a lot of the areas of how can we help you actually thrive. Your definition and like what thriving means to you may be completely different than what it means for me. There's gonna be a lot of similarities.
Yep.
Like what actually makes you feel good? Because I've done this before too, like I said, in a prescriptive fashion, where I've prescribed a program for people, and they're like, I feel terrible. I'm like, well, from a scientific perspective or a physiological perspective, like this should all make you feel really great, and somehow it doesn't. And so that means, in that area, that it's likely not right for you. And so taking an approach where we get to explore what is right for you, what does make you feel good, what does make you feel fulfilled. So we got mindset through words and story. We look at the lifestyle with things like time management. We look at our attitudes and our approaches towards food and exercise, and we analyze that or explore our viewpoints in that, and keep a focus on just the basics of, am I eating food that makes me feel good? Am I eating food that makes me happy from time to time? Am I getting good sleep? Am I recovering well? Am I moving? It doesn't have to be a structured exercise program. Am I moving? And what's my mindset look like?
Combined into all that. That's just a lot.
It is.
Yeah. So how do you keep data on all this, or don't you? You just...
The data doesn't, like I said, the data, I keep notes on each person, but it's not like I'm looking for specific data points.
Okay.
How the person is feeling and how the person is experiencing their life is the most important thing. Like I said, that T word, thrive. I've been seeing that as like a buzzword a lot lately too now. That's like the new hot thing in the health and wellness space of everybody wants to thrive.
And one of our church songs is named that.
Yeah. And so that's going to look, like I said, it's going to look different for everybody. And so it's my job to guide the person towards whatever that is for them.
Okay, so is this more kind of like a life coaching even situation? Is that...
That's part of it, yes.
Okay, so that's a fair assessment.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's, like I said, it's a component of it with the mindset component of it, the connection to self. And we still live in that health and wellness space by talking about food, talking about your sleep, talking about movement. So we truly get the whole person in this scenario.
That way it's able to customize itself out.
Correct.
To be able to work.
Like I have my talking points, I have my areas we can go down. Let's say if you're my client, and this has happened to me many times, even when I was a personal trainer, because of the training that I have in emotional healing, mindset work. Got some really fun stuff with ancestral healing.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah, we were talking about some of that earlier.
Yeah.
And
wicked smart.
Let's say that you come into a session with me and it was a terrible day. Something happened that you're really upset about. That's
pretty much every day. I'm kidding.
Rather than trying to force the issue of like, oh no, we have this lesson, or hey, we're going to do back squats today, or whatever it is. I can change the script, or I can change our focus so that we can actually take a look at like, all right, what's happening here? We can start to unpack, like, why are you upset about it? What are you upset about? Why are you upset about it? Can we change that, whatever is happening there? Can we look at it in a completely different way? And so for like an example, let's say, I'm working with a hypothetical client to get in a fight with their spouse.
Yeah.
Oh, they made me so mad. Like, well, did they make you mad?
Did they?
And so, we look at that as a projection, because can anybody truly make you do anything? Can I like get into your brain and like pull some wires or whatever and make you do something? Or like,
they say free rent. Yep.
Yeah. But like, you made the decision to give that free rent.
Exactly.
And so they made me so mad is actually I made me so mad. I decided to be mad about whatever they did. They did a thing, and I got mad about it.
Yep.
I chose to be mad about it. And when I realize that I have that choice in the matter, I get to make a different choice. Not that I would say that exactly that way. We would start to unwind that. We would maybe write out the story. We would talk our way, have them read it, talk our way through it.
As the buzzword unpack.
Yeah. And do it in a way that's really practical. I'm not a therapist. I don't do therapy.
Yep.
I help people realize that they're feeding themselves a lot of bullshit from time to time and that they're believing it.
We all do.
Yes. And so being able to realize that, and most of the time, I'm not telling them to do anything. I ask a lot of questions as a coach. Because if I tell you, Wade, you need to run a mile every single day.
Yes, sir.
Or if we got to a point where I asked questions that, hey, you're looking to move more in your day. What would you be able to do to increase your movement every day?
Take my puppers for a walk. Maybe even a couple times.
How more likely would you be to do that than if I told you to do that?
If you told me to do that, yeah.
Yeah.
I see what you're going with here. So you feel that you're making your own decisions on the entire, just, lack of a better term, parameter?
Yeah.
Is that a way to say it?
Can be, yeah. And like I said, I don't have to be the expert in you. Because it's what you would prefer anyways.
Yeah.
Who cares if you run or walk?
There's no difference in that?
Not really.
Not really? Ha!
Walking actually
Yes!
gonna, getting your heart rate up above a certain point for a certain amount of time is great.
Okay.
For most of us, when we're looking at general health outcomes, simply adding more walking to your life is going to outperform most exercise programs.
Seriously?
Yes.
Ha!
Because
Take that, doctors out there.
Well, I think there's a many amount of doctors that would agree.
Yeah.
Is that I'm guilty of this as well. Is that many of us in the fitness industry have been so overblown on our own bullshit that everybody needs us. That we've invented all of these programs and exercises. Yeah, generally, do you need to build muscle mass? Yes.
Was it P90X or what?
Yeah. Insanity, all the things that came out. The rules of the guidelines are pretty simple. As you age, you still need to hang on to your muscle mass. If you hang on to your muscle mass, you're going to age better. You're going to not be as reliant on medications. We know this. So pick up a heavy thing 3 times a week. Maybe multiple times, 3 times a week.
Inappropriate joke. I'm going to keep it to myself. All right.
Yeah, pick up some heavy stuff about 3 times a week. Move more without incurring more fatigue.
Yes.
So walking.
Without incurring more fatigue.
Because if exercise creates fatigue, you have to recover from.
Exactly.
And if you can't recover from it, you're draining that bank account. And you're not going to see the progress anyways. So it's like we see people who are serial exercisers that punish themselves with exercise. Work out twice a day, 6 times a week, or whatever. Like, been there, done that. Guess what you get, folks? Tired. And you stop to see the benefits. You stop to see the moving forward of your goals, and it becomes truly a thing of punishment. It becomes a thing of where you're not enjoying life. You're just doing things, going through the motions. So yeah, pick up a heavy thing 3 times a week so that you can keep your muscle mass, maybe even build some of it. Raise your heart rate up above resting a couple times, get a couple jog sessions in for 30 minutes or ride a bike or whatever. Like, you died.
What? No kidding. Man. They take me out first almost every time. That's all right.
The Apple machines have it out for you.
I think so. We have been running the stream through the old Apple II lately, and it's probably just getting mad at me.
And, eat things that are mostly plants, things that you recognize. If it came from the ground and it had a mom, eat more of that. Made it to Fort Bridger.
I brought you in there just because you are out of food.
Uh-oh.
So, you want to buy some more supplies, or you want to
Yeah, let's check our supplies. Let's see where we are.
Okay, checking supplies. Ding, ding, dun, 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 dun.
Got 4 oxen still.
We got 10 sets of clothing. We have 0 bullets. We have a wagon wheel still.
2 axles, no tongues, and 0 pounds of food.
Yep, but you still have $250.
All right, let's go shopping.
All right. As we hit buy supplies. Your rations are filling, but you have no rations. All right, 35 cents a pound. What?
It's gone up.
What in the world?
Well, let's buy some food first.
This must be a holiday station. All right, so let's see. Food 7. How many pounds?
Let's see, we got 1,200 last time.
Yep.
And you're dead, so I don't need to feed you.
I appreciate that, there, Jeremy.
Let's do 800 pounds.
800. Bam.
You
can't afford that. Okay, we got to be mathing here.
Let's do 400. See how far that gets us.
Whoops! I put the wrong one on there.
Oh, wagon wheels. We need some of those anyways.
We don't need wheels. We need this. We need food. You said 400.
Yep.
You have 110 to spend.
Let's get 2 wagon wheels.
Wagon wheel. 2 Dos Equis.
Well, let's get 2 tongues.
So you're actually being pretty smart here. When I played this, what happened was that I broke a wheel and I didn't have any.
Yep.
And all I had left was I had one thing of clothing because all the rest got stolen. And I think they found some. They scavenged some out of another one they went by.
Nice.
And everyone came by and they didn't want to trade one set of clothing for a wagon wheel. So I got trapped out there for almost a month until finally something happened.
Trapped and naked.
Yep, pretty much. All right.
I think that's it.
All right.
That's it.
Let's get out of here and get back on that trail.
It's hot.
It is.
In August.
The dog days of summer.
Very poor health, apparently, though.
Well, you're starving yourself for about
That's
a week
true.
there with very little water.
Okay. We can't buy water, apparently.
No.
Just gotta find it. Bad water.
And you get bad water, too.
Very little water.
Man.
Inadequate grass.
Just all the problems are sitting there. Health is very poor now. Oh, back to poor.
We're climbing up.
Okay. Inadequate grass. We're almost to something. Soda Springs. We're not looking around.
All right. Yeah.
All right. So I do have a couple photos up here for you. Maybe you can explain them a little bit better. Besides, I know I just had to grab that one because just. Yep.
So this was last year. Took this in the room that I rented at the hostel that I was staying at in Berlin, Germany. So this was my vacation last year. This is actually the first real vacation I ever took in my life, especially as an adult. This is a thing that I've been learning and exploring, is my tendency towards this a very workaholic type of nature. And most of the time when I was taking time off, it was I'm gonna work on this project at home. I'm gonna write this album. I'm gonna do this side job. I'm gonna do this home improvement project. I'm gonna help somebody with this. And I realized last year that I hadn't ever taken a vacation. And through the mindset program that I went through, which the types of programming and programs and education that I gravitate towards now are the ones that make me go through the process first. And it's not just about the knowledge that I learned. And we played a little language game, a little word game called What If the Good Shit? Most of the times when we ask ourselves, what if?
Yep.
What if the worst thing happens, right?
What if?
What if?
Buts, and what ifs.
Exactly. How many times have you asked yourself, what if the best possible thing happens?
You can't think that way.
Yes, you can.
No, because what happens if something else happens? Yeah,
it's just gonna happen.
but if something,
Yeah,
exactly, you fall into that trap.
Something
I see where you're heading there.
we call the old victim mentality. Getting trapped in that old nugget there.
Oh, exactly.
That tendency to view yourself as the victim of the negative actions of others, even yourself.
Exactly. Yep.
Even when there's clear or an absence of any proof of that. It's a tendency, and it requires habitual thought processes and attributions. It's something we trained ourselves. It's the thing we told ourselves. And so I had told myself that I have to work all the time.
Yeah.
We talked about this of like how I learned that from my family, and that was a whole other revelation. But in this process, we were playing this game, and I said, well, what if I took a vacation this year? I had a bunch of other stuff written. I was like, oh, that one's gonna be fine. I was like, because I said it's this year. I gave it a timeline.
Yep.
So
it's on the calendar now.
Coach won't zero in on that, and went right for that one.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, all right, where are you going? When you doing it?
Exactly.
For how long? What do you have to do to make that happen?
I like this guy.
Yeah. You can listen to a great episode with him that we just posted about a week and a half ago.
I'm going to dive into that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And through that, so he asked point blank in front of 12 people I hadn't met, 3 months prior to that. Complete strangers to me in many ways. Very, pretty close with some of them. We talk often. And through that, I had to, in deer in the headlights, where are you going? I guess I'm going to go to Germany. Oh, awesome. When are you going to do it? So I'm looking at the calendar, sweating.
Yes.
All right. When can I schedule it? When's the best? I don't want to go too far. I don't want to go in winter, but summer's coming up. So I was like, end of August. Okay. How long are you going? All right, I'm going to go for a week. I'm going to commit to a week. All right, what do you have to do to make that happen? So I probably need to let my boss, my coworkers know, my clients know. Okay. I need to book a ticket. Okay. When are you going to do all that? This was exactly 1 year ago, actually. This week, 1 year ago, is when this all happened.
Oh, next to May 4th.
Yeah.
May the 4th be with you. Oh.
And I was like, okay, by May 30th, I'll have it all done. Or
lock, stock,
or no. That was my initial one. I'm going to give myself a month.
Okay.
And I'm thinking about this in my head, and I was like,
why so long?
There's very much that, and I was like, well, I asked myself that question, and why so long is that nobody's going to check in on me on this.
Yep.
I can weasel my way out of this.
I was going to say you got a back door now.
Yeah, and I was like, wait a minute. Okay. I was like, all right, Friday.
There you go. Yeah.
You know how fast it happened?
Probably in an afternoon.
End of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
I found my flight and I booked it, and then I told everybody that I booked my flight, and they went, awesome. Like, that's the best thing. Yes.
Now,
whatever we need to do to make that happen.
It's ready to go. You're going to make it happen.
Yeah. So yeah, that picture was me relaxing on my vacation. I had a book, cup of tea. It was like middle of the night or whatever, hanging out. Figured I would get a little artsy.
Just enjoying himself. So how'd you get that picture taken with your foot?
Fancy timers on these phones we got and stuff. I'd never used one before, so I was like, all right, set it up, hit the timer.
Well, you're on vacation, so
yeah,
sure.
Exactly.
You got some time.
Yeah.
I love this.
So
that shirt is beyond epic.
Still have that one.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So we had an event at the old Ice House, rest in peace. This past Halloween, it was an amazing, fun event, and it was did dress up for the event and all of these things, and I was like, well,
you know what? I got a squeeze box, and Weird Al is just here.
I know there was it was like right before his movie was set to come out.
Oh,
and, like,
I still haven't watched that
either because it's on like it's on like Roku streaming.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I was like, I don't like it. It was kind of awkward to get to, so I haven't watched it.
I'm showing disappointment in my face.
I had an accordion, and I was like, well, I'll order the shirt. I figured out the glasses. Used my makeup skills to draw that mustache on. and made sure the curls were extra strong that day.
Yes.
And I was like, I love Weird Al. Like, he was like one of my heroes growing up.
Yeah.
As a kid, like, I listened to those albums on repeat all the time.
Just eat it.
Like, there were so many of the songs. There are many songs that I knew the Weird Al version first.
Exactly. That's this. What?
Yeah.
No, it's
or like there's certain
it's
ones
my
where
Bologna.
Every
what
time time I hear the song, the only thing I can think of is
another one rides the bus.
Is the Weird Al lyrics, especially like Amish Paradise.
Oh my gosh!
Every time I hear the Coolio's version, I'm like, it's not the same, man.
It doesn't work. We got James
Afarian?
There we go. A ritual is meaningful and present. Habits are automatic. Both are routines in my terminology. So, there you go. Thanks for posting in there, James. That's what I like about doing this thing. And we got Weird Al, but then you have some other stuff. Oh, we got Chester.
Got the hound dog, Chester.
Yep, I found that, and I just think, we got to show off the puppy.
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen you for a year now. And then I know we talked about this last time, but what was this? Just have to refresh my memory.
So this was October of this past year.
Oh, never mind then.
Yeah.
I thought this was something else.
No, so this was the My 5 Masters weightlifting or Midwest Masters championship or whatever. So Masters is the geezer league in weightlifting. Once you hit 35, you're too old. So it's age brackets every 4 years. So 35 to 39, 40, so on and so on and so on. Still weight class like the Olympic weightlifting that we know and love. So I had shown up. This was about 2 months after my vacation. I'd been doing some training throughout the summer. Was feeling really good about things, but I wasn't actively training towards weightlifting. And through that, decided I was there to coach anyways, and some of my athletes decided, or they're like, you're gonna be there anyways, you might as well lift. I was like, okay, I'll throw my hat in the ring. I'll put in some low numbers to start with, declare some lower numbers, and just see how I feel. Ended up being one of the best meets I've ever had. I had a total that had it been a national level meet, would have qualified me for the Pan American Championships. So the path that goes is you go national championships,
okay.
Pan American, so that's North America, South America.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
Yep. So it's international.
Yep.
Competition, and then worlds.
Oh, so that close.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, and I showed up, had a great time, because a big component of this is changing how I was viewing exercise, how I was viewing competition.
How you approach the entire situation, yeah.
Yeah. I was showing up, I was having fun. Me and the barbell were best friends.
Yeah.
And I'm out here having a blast with my friend.
There you go.
And yeah, the difference in how I was approaching things in the back. I was sharing a platform with another guy. He was a really cool dude, but he was very, very, very determined and very serious about things. And I'm sitting here cracking jokes. And he asked me what my openers were, and I think they were below his. And then before he knew it, I'd made changes, and I was opening up way heavier than he was, because it was just feeling good. Had it not been feeling good, I would have stayed where I was.
Okay.
And because I completely removed my expectations on the outcome, because I'm here to have fun. I'm already having fun. I already won.
Yes, exactly.
And because that's true, I got to show up, and I got second place overall. I put up my best total I've ever done, something that I was chasing for so long and agonizing about, that just happened because I got out of the way.
Exactly. Just get yourself out of the way. So that whole analysis or paralysis by analysis thing, that's a true deal. Mm-hmm. I can't tell you how many times that's happened to me. Just by pushing a little too hard. But now we got the Herrentag. Yeah. I think I said that right.
Herrentag.
There you go. Men's Day Retreat, celebrating healthy masculinity. May 18th, 8 to 8. And is this something that we did a million years ago at my old Fargo house?
Yes.
And the dog Sat there and played fetch the entire day. I still tell this story. And you guys were grilling out back.
Yep.
It was a good time.
So it's gonna be a little different than that.
Okay, so not just beer, and
yeah.
food.
I'll tell you the story of how this all came about. Is Herrentag, Vatertag.
I'm going to change this over to here. Ooh,
the German version of Father's Day. It's in conjunction with the Christian holiday of Ascension Day. So it was throughout the medieval time, it was celebrating the reunification with the Father and the Son in heaven and all that. Then that became, over time, it became the celebration of fatherhood. Then it became a celebration of men in general. And so then it became Men's Day. The area that I lived outside of Berlin, because that used to be the old GDR, East Germany.
Yep.
The communists and the socialists loved to have the day for everything. So there was ambulance drivers' day, there was firefighters' day, there was teachers' day, there was Men's Day, there was also Women's Day.
Of course.
And so, keeping with a lot of the tradition that still existed beforehand as well, is that you would get together with your best bros. You'd load up a bunch of food and booze into something called a Bullerwagen, go find a spot outside, grill and drink. just have a blast.
Relax.
Or there's another tradition with this, is where you load up your bike with a case of beer, because cases there aren't like cardboard; they're like milk crates.
Oh, interesting.
So you strap it to the back of your bicycle, and you're drinking beers as you ride your bike from bar to bar.
We don't condone this here, though.
From village to village.
Yes.
You're not drinking while you're bicycling. But
just in case you might have any ideas. Yes.
Yeah, and so I was thinking about this. I had an experience this past December where I attended my first men's retreat, which, getting into that was I couldn't think of an idea that was more repulsive to me. Because, what do you do? You just, grunt and make noises at each other? I realized in that resistance that I had this really cartoon version of masculinity in my head. I really didn't even view myself as a man. I have masculine characteristics.
Yes.
But, being a man, what does that mean? What is that? I don't know. And so, looking at some of the behaviors and some of the things that the patterns that I found myself in, I was okay, could this be because the examples that I've had of men in my life, they really came from places of scarcity and survival.
That is very, very true.
And they're busy and working very hard to provide for myself, my siblings, and everybody who came before me to survive.
Yeah, exactly.
That then a lot of the things that I'm seeing problems with are because I have a lot of excess. Survival isn't necessarily as high of a priority or a high front of mind thing for me. So when that's the only example I have of men in my life, there's no wonder I don't know what to do. And so going to this retreat hosted by Chris Marhefka, who's an amazing master level coach. He's also on the podcast, a recent episode. So
excellent.
Listen to that episode as well.
Is that the Weird and Strong podcast?
Weird and Strong podcast.
There it is.
Went to this retreat, had an amazing experience, met a lot of amazing men that I'm very proud and very blessed to call my brothers, and really felt that for the first time, that connection to other men, and supporting each other in a very, very beautiful way, where we all felt safe to be vulnerable when we needed to be.
Nice. And
held each other up in the whole process. Had a lot of fun. And yeah, I was making coffee one morning before I was coaching some classes, and I remembered that tradition of the Men's Day, the Herrentag, the drinking, eating the food, sitting outside.
Exactly.
Like you said, we've done these parties before. And I looked at it and I said, isn't that such a cartoonish version of masculinity, of like a bunch of cavemen around a fire drinking booze, beating their chests and whatever.
That's very true. Yes, it is.
And I was like, well, that's fun. That'd be cool to do again. Wait, I have this opportunity to make this into something completely different. What if we take this idea of a holiday, of Men's Day? Yes, I know there's an International Men's Day in November or whatever. I'm not trying to like make another one and like stake my claim. It just so happens to be a tradition somewhere in the world that we're bringing to the U.S. or bringing to the Fargo area, because
culture,
many of us don't have that example of what is a healthy man, or what does a healthy man look like? What does healthy masculinity look like? We hear a lot like, yes, have there been many ills brought on the world because of things like toxic masculinity? 100%. And again, I didn't know what healthy masculinity looked like, and I was so afraid of being toxic or causing more harm in the world that I kept myself small, and I kept myself away from who I am. So,
Interesting.
Seeing that, and I was like, if that's true for me, it's likely true for others as well.
Yes.
Like, I'm not so unique that this is my only experience. Or like, I'm the only one having this experience. I had conversations with some men that morning, and they're like, this is amazing, how can I sign up? Like, well, I had the idea about an hour ago, so chill. And we are looking forward to an amazing event. So if you're around the Fargo area, it is a Thursday. We did that on purpose, because if we did it on a Friday, you'd be looking forward to your weekend too much.
Yep.
And lack of presence with that, or that comes with that of like, oh, I've got the weekend. Or if we did it on a Saturday, I'm giving up part of my weekend, thinking of all the things. So we take it close to the middle of the week. You have to take the full day off. You can go back to your life on Friday, do the things you're supposed to do, and then go into your weekend and still integrate the lessons that we go through.
This sounds extremely, extremely fascinating. So, how many people can you take for this? I'm sure there's a limit.
I've got 14 as my limit for this right now.
Okay. And how many have signed up so far?
I've got 10 spots left.
Hey, get on that.
So yeah.
Man.
We'll have the link in the show notes, I am assuming. You can also...
We will do that.
Take a little search on the Eventbrite site, and you'll find that as well. That was another part of this that really reinforced me to do this, is from January to June, I did a search on Eventbrite of events.
Okay.
I went through every single page. And, on every single page, it was like, 12 results total?
Yeah.
There were probably 2 or 3 events for women every single page. That's great, and that's awesome and amazing. You know how many there were for men in the entire result?
Well, I'm sure none to 1.
Or 2.
2, okay.
It was like 960 results or something like that.
960.
2.
Yep.
And so I was like, well, there's obviously a gap here.
A void to be filled. Yes.
The statistic of men around age 40, how the statistic around this of how many people, men around age 40 report that they have, how many people that they have in their lives that they could go to that isn't their spouse, isn't their partner, and talk about something that they're really struggling with and truly be vulnerable.
I'm going to guess not many.
No. It's like
it's very vague.
0.6 to 1.
Oh my God.
So in some areas that I've seen this, it's less than a person. Many of us masculine individuals find ourselves in this isolation. We find ourselves in this space of keeping ourselves apart because we don't want to be a burden on others. Because we know what we're carrying. We don't want to put that onto somebody else. That's why things like sports is so popular, is that men can get together and not burden each other.
Yeah.
And so when we avoid gathering together and holding each other up, we hold ourselves down so much. And, yeah, that sense of brotherhood and that sense of connection is so ultimately important that I don't even have the words for it. It's so transformative when you experience it for the first time.
I like that though, transformative. It's a good way to put it. We gotta move along here. Weird Wellness Club, we've talked about that, so that definitely links down below to find out all that. And that's what we have for photos. But I gotta think of a question for you.
Yeah.
Because we gotta get to the weekend report here real quick and then break some things and get on out of here, as we're definitely over time already. But it's been a fascinating talk again there, Mr. Gruensteiner.
Thank you very much.
And just loving that. So, we'll just say this. What's the easiest path to get started with you, and or if you want to just get started on your own, what would you suggest? And I'll let you hold on to that as I get to the weekend report here. So, Cino, we miss you, man. All right, heading uptown right away. We're at Slamabama's on Thursday, ladies' night out there at Windbreaking in October Road on Friday, and Johnny Holmes on Saturday at Southtown Poorhouse in Grand Forks. Johnny Holmes out there on Friday night, the night before, and DJ and the Atomics on Saturday at the TAC. We got Grandiniza. I'm going to slaughter these names. I'm sorry in advance because it's for Cinco de Mayo. They're Las Chavos de Rancho, and that's on Friday, Cinco de Mayo, and the Cowboys on Saturday the 6th at the Sanctuary Event Center. We have Hippie Sabotage, love the name, Daisy Gutridge on Thursday, and then the Midwest Murder Podcast, which I'm so interested in seeing what that is all about. They're going to be out at the Sanctuary Event Center on this Saturday. And we're downtown Acoustic Corner on Wednesday, Zach Thomas at Murphy's Pub, happening probably right now, and it's only a few blocks from here. On Thursday, May 4th, May the 4th be with you. We have Rick Adams at JC Chumley's, and Friday, May 5th, Rick Adams at Tailgaters. So he'll be out there for Cinco de Mayo. On Saturday, May 6th, we got Rick Adams again at JC Chumley's, back to JC Chumley's, making that round. I love it. And we got Terry Mackner at the VFW in West Fargo, Jim White, Silver Spike, Lauren Christensen at the Swing Barrel Brewing, and on Sunday, May 7th, the Acoustic Fest at Bar 9. Not sure what's actually happening. I couldn't find much on there, but it was listed in a few places. Okay, we got Specs Pray for Rain. We'll be on Friday and Saturday in the Mix Office. The Johnsons Thursday. I'll be filling in with them tomorrow night as well. So come on out to the Mix Office, hang out, listen to some just good old rock and roll. We'll just say that. And we have VFW West Fargo. We have Pump Up and the Danettes on Thursday through Saturday the 4th and 6th. 4th through the 6th, I should say. Out to quite a bit. And Blarney Stone Deadbeats tomorrow night on May the 4th. At Front Street, we have the open mic night with Travis Neros next Monday, the 8th. In the Celery, I'm open mic with Mark Lay Belcher on Wednesday, happening Raleigh as we speak. So if you're looking to tighten up that 2 minutes of your stand-up, that's the place to be. Nate Abshire and Ryan Call will be on there Friday and Saturday. And at Side Street, we have Jazz Night on Monday, the 8th. Jasper Hotel, we have Jeremy Holloway is in residency this month. So tomorrow is first day. At the Jasper Hotel on the 42nd Street Delta, we have Kathy Brecky, the 42nd Street Jazz Band on Thursday and Friday, I believe. I'm sure I saw that correct. And then Dan Brecky on Saturday the 6th. Then we're still downtown. Dempsey's open mic night with Gina Powers tomorrow night. And then we have 6th Street Review on Friday the 5th. And then Laney Lou and the Bird Dogs on Saturday the 6th. At the Aquarium, we have Tunic Disappear Forever, Viter, and a Germ Circus happening right now, probably. And then DJ Eon Jolt on Thursday, then MOB Mousy, Cognac, Flint from Miami, Too Critical, High Elevation, MIC, OE, Boo Boo, Missy Royalty, Amped, and Shine on Friday. So, whoa, I don't know what that's all about, but there's a ton happening out there. Then Boss's Daughter, Pass the Blast, The Goddamn Band, and Idiot Man-Child on Tuesday next week, the 9th. At the Troll Lounge, open mic night with Amp School of Music will be hosting that tomorrow night. So head on out there looking for some open mic. And we got Zach Thomas on Friday, and then Gordy Christensen on Saturday. The Alibi Lounge, open mic night tomorrow night. And then Murphy's Pub on Friday is Kissing Company. We'll be out there. We're out of town. The Oh My Not Frantic Anarchy is going to be out there Friday and Saturday. I saw they're coming to town here. I think I saw July or August, and somewhere in there. It was getting later into summer, but I definitely want to check them
That's
out.
a cool name.
It is, and they seem to be making the rounds out there and everything else, so they're doing well. Laughing Sun Brewing, our favorite brewing company in the Bismarck-Mandan area. We have Danny Savage on Thursday, Pickin' Buds on Friday, Jesse Faye on Saturday, and then Tyler Keitler, I'm going to say it that way, Tuesday the 9th, and the Rocking Horse and Mine of the Great Outdoors from Tuesday to Saturday, all week out there with Ramon at the Rocking Horse. Then we have Pitt 611 in Audubon. We have Hardwood Groove is going to be out there on the 6th. And that's all we have for this week. So let's get back to Mr. Gruensteiner and what we should probably be thinking about if we want to join up with this sort of thing, or what we want to do on our own, maybe. So just some good worldly advice on what's happening here.
I didn't follow that at all.
Okay, didn't follow it at all?
You've been practicing your auctioneering skills.
Oh, man. I try to burn through that as fast as I can. Some days are good, and some days are interesting. Yeah. But no, basically, if they want to join up with you, what are some things that they probably want to start with? Or if they just want to start with something and see if maybe it's in their wheelhouse, or maybe it's something they really want to start exploring a little bit more, what should they start with?
The thing the most important thing, for most people to get started when we're talking about a transformative journey. If you're able to get out and walk and breathe.
Breathing.
Yeah. So I like to do, and this was the thing that I had to learn over time too, is, all the times I would go walk the dog, and throw the headphones on, listen to podcasts, listen to music. And that's changed a lot. So I work or my practice is to get out and walk just by myself as well.
Yes.
Without a device.
That's the whole thing. You put that device down. So I do my best thinking in the shower. Yes. Why? Because I'm away from all these screens and stuff.
And you're present in the moment.
Exactly.
What else can you? What else are you going to distract yourself with?
Exactly.
And so, a big part of that is that it allows us to start to connect with ourselves. It allows us to connect with the outer world of whatever's around us, even if it is an urban environment. You still have trees and grass, and get connected into what's going on in the world. What's the weather feel like? What does the air feel like? What does it smell like?
Exactly.
What's going on up here in this noggin? Is it running 1,000,000 miles an hour and I can't control, or I feel like these thoughts are just going on this doom spiral? Or can I enjoy the process and slow down a little bit and breathe and enjoy the journey?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So great recommendation is if you can get out and walk, even if it's just 15 minutes after your lunch, fantastic. And if
without the earbuds in.
Yeah. And if you're looking to take that further, that's where you can get working with somebody like me. And I start everything off with a conversation. I want to make sure that I'm the right fit for you. That I actually have something that I can help you with.
Okay.
So if you go to my website, weirdandstrong.com, it has all the stuff. You can link to the podcast. You can, it'll have a link to my events that I'm doing, like the Herrentag Men's Day Retreat, and also on my new coaching program, the Weird Wellness Club, on how you can get in touch with me on that.
That's good. I got one more question for you. But do you think people are just afraid to listen to themselves, and that's why they try to keep all the noise going on? And maybe that's part of some of the issues.
A whole podcast in itself.
I know. That's I didn't know if I wanted to ask it or not, but I figured that if I didn't, I would never do it.
I'll give you the short answer of how I see this.
30 seconds, go.
When we grow up, we spend a lot of time disconnecting from ourselves.
Okay.
Think about when you're in school.
Yes.
It's 2:00 in the afternoon and you're hungry. You tell your teacher, I'm hungry. What are they going to do?
I don't care.
Exactly.
Yep.
Same situation. You're really upset about something. You're crying about something. What are they going to do? Go out in the hallway, have that feeling. Go to the bathroom. Do you need to be excused? what happens in our adult lives when we work a job in a cubicle or whatever? You start having a feeling, you start feeling hungry. We ignore it. We stuff it away. We distract ourselves from ourselves so much and so entirely. So when we've learned that from such a young age, it's no wonder that when we have to sit with ourselves and just be with us and just be,
Yes.
that it's so uncomfortable.
It's scary.
Yes.
Yep.
Because it's so unfamiliar. And it may be
That would be the thing. Unfamiliarity. That's part of all horror, yes.
And it's unfamiliar, it's new territory, and it might be telling you things that you're not really jiving with, or like that you've told yourself up here in the intellectual side of things.
You probably don't want to hear.
Yeah, it might be telling you, you might be asking some hard questions of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, well, no, I have to do these things, or I should be doing these things. And so that soft talk and those negations and all those language components that I like to talk about start to come in play, and we talk ourselves out of giving ourselves what we need, which is the connection to self. And then that's where, I love entertainment as much as the next guy, and that can be just as damaging in a lot of ways as high test narcotics, because I'm looking for a way to distract me from myself. I'm looking to vicariously live somebody else's story rather than making my own, having my own adventure.
That vicarious thing again. Yep. That is a thing. Mm-hmm. Oh, good answer to that, though.
Thank you.
Good answer to that. So, we got to finish up here on the old Oregon Trail. We got to cross another river. We got 1,000 feet across, 6 feet deep.
Let's cock that thing and float across.
Ooh, get Sailor Gruensteiner going on here.
It's the most time I've said cock on any podcast.
Caulk. And here we go. Oh no! We've
tipped over.
You lost 2 sets of clothing, a wagon wheel, and a wagon tongue. Ew.
Oh, weird. No, we didn't lose any of our food at least.
Nope, but we're out of food. We got 114 miles to get to the fort. Okay, so we're going for broke here. Little water.
No food, no water.
Oh.
70 miles to go.
Yep, but
very poor.
You're making good timing, though.
Bad water.
Betty has exhaustion.
Oh, Betty.
Come on, you're getting lost all the time. Jimmy has dysentery. Ew. Well, that happened to me. Then I died.
And
See, then Jimmy has died. Oh, Jimmy died from dysentery. That's not a good way to go.
Uh-huh.
Especially with inadequate grass.
Yes.
We are going to look around Fort Boise.
Buy some of that food.
Bing. September 20th, we are going to buy supplies. 9. I'm going to assume that you just want food.
Yeah.
45 cents a pound. Man, how many pounds do you want? You got... you basically can buy 10... No. How many pounds can you get? 2?
I think you can get like 85.
80. Let's try that. 85. Can you spend that? Ha! Yep. You got it. All right.
Let's get 2 more pounds. Or 3 more pounds.
3 more pounds? Okay.
All right, no, that's the number. 7.
7.
40 cents. Let's do it. Let's roll.
We got to get out of here.
Store.
Ding.
Back on the road.
Whoops.
We're at Boise, at least.
Boise.
Close.
Okay, we're going for broke. Little water.
79 pounds of food for, 2 people?
You find abandoned wagon and get another wagon tongue. Oh, scavenging. Love it.
But no grass anywhere. So my oxen are probably going to start dying. Ooh, fruit.
Found wild fruit. Very good. Little water. It's hot. It's September. The thing I really remember about Boise is my grandparents were out there, is that they had a 5-acre lot and they basically kept horses on there. This guy had money.
Mm.
And it was always hot there, between 90 and 100 degrees, but it's a dry heat, and it was really weird. There was no humidity in the air at all.
Dude. No food to the end.
The Blue Mountains, would you like to look around? No, because it doesn't help me any. Look at that, 8-bit graphics. Let's see. We're going to head to Fort Walla Walla. Yes. We got 11 pounds of food. Can we do it?
2. That dropped real fast.
Oh no!
Oh,
We broke a wagon wheel.
Unable to repair it.
What?
Spare part. What kind of carpenter am I?
No kidding. Let's see. Should we try trading for food?
Yeah, we'll have to. It'll be over real fast.
Let's see if we can make this happen. Fort Walla Walla. Let's see. Where can we do? Buy supplies. We have no money. Change.
What did he talk to people? Or attempt to trade. 7.
7? Let's see it again.
Alright.
We got some clothing. Let's see.
Got 2
You meet
wagon
another
wheels.
immigrant who wants 1 ox. She'll trade you 1 wagon wheel. No, we
No.
don't care about that.
Well, let's try again.
Let's see. 1
I don't
wagon.
need bullets.
No bullets. No need.
Yes.
36 pounds.
Do it.
Ding. There you go. Should we get back on the trail?
Let's do it.
Do it. 36
All 100
pounds.
miles that I can go with the... Yeah, that food just disappears fast.
The weather's now warm.
And
Now it's
we're out.
rainy. Heavy fog. No.
Impassable trail. Lose 3 days. All right.
That's not
well,
good
We're
with
to
no
start
food.
now. Well, it's November. Broken wagon time.
Oh no.
I don't know if I have another spare.
Oh no.
I must have one. All right. Oh, Betty's got dysentery.
Oh no.
I don't know what she's
That's
gonna
the kiss of death. Well, the oxen died.
Cripes.
Betty died.
Right
No. Are you by yourself now?
I think so.
It's not going to help us. We're going to take the toll road.
I don't have any money.
Oh no. Nope. That's what
Float it.
You gotta float it.
See how far we get. Starving, floating, only person on this wagon train.
You gotta see how this ends up. Okay. See how good my 8-bit video game skills are. We are cruising.
Watch out for those loaves of bread in the
No kidding. You put that out there. It's good food. You should stop.
I like the arrow telling me which way I'm going.
Best go that way. Oh, okay. You continue down. I will say though, you're getting close to the end.
I know. I'm like, wow, we're
You might make it.
we're so close that saying there's a chance.
I just wonder if you kill everybody off, did you get to eat the bodies?
Because replenish your food.
Exactly.
I mean, it's just.
Who was the
like
guy
an
that
article.
got the family that got caught in the
The
snowstorm?
Donner Party?
Donner Party, that's it. My whole thing is the horror behind that. You start eating people, and then you realize that there's literally food in reach. You just didn't realize it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So is that negative thinking you're talking about? Talking yourself out of things?
Can be. Like if you've, we missed the landing.
What?
I lost 4 sets of clothing.
It just rolls you over there. Yeah. Find the moment, please.
I mean, it can be when you're so focused on what you don't have that you don't see what's right in front of you. I made it.
You made it. Oh, the second person to make it. Oh my gosh. Look at that.
40 cents in cash left over.
You have 952 points. Is that going to get you on the scoreboard? Let's find out. I got to flip the diskette over once again. Oh, the floppies.
The fond memories of having to turn something over.
The 5 1/4 floppies. They're beautiful. And not even close. So Wayne Stollenfocker's up there. I'm number 2. I beat Russ at one point, and then I didn't. So there we go. Well, good job there, Jeremy.
Thank you.
Second one to make it all the way through. But you killed me off right away.
Yeah, well.
I don't know if I'm appreciative of that, but we got to get to this week's Off the Roof, so let's break something here. Airway. Where is my button? There we go.
All right, still Bert ready to do this? Yeah, ready?
Oh, it's this one. This is from approximately a year ago. Or May the 4th be with you. That also reminds me that tomorrow at Fargo Theater they're having Return of the Jedi playing. Oh no!
That poor Chevy.
Yep. So you threw it off the first time, and it didn't really do anything. I thought it'd kind of explode or a wheel would fly off or something, but no, it took a beating. So I doctored that one up. Actually went in there and put the Sawzall to a bunch of different places. And it still didn't even come apart. Yeah, a couple things.
There's just a commentary about the build quality of a Chevy right there.
And there it goes. A year ago from today.
Perfect game, too. You're hired.
All right, Mr. Gruensteiner. Anything left for the good of the order here?
No, thank you so much for having me again. It's always a pleasure and an honor to be here.
Oh, thank you for being on.
Yeah.
These conversations are always fun. Oh my gosh, they always go overtime, and they're always just. I don't want them to end because there's things that are happening all the time. But thank you for being on again. I think you're the first one to be on for the triple threat. Yes. But you can find us all from the Ticky Tacks up into the Instagrams on Uptown Tonight Podcast. And you can find us Uptown Tonight Podcast at Gmail. And also you can go to Uptown to get this straight, uptownbandfargo.com. And you can find out all about the band and also all about the podcast and everything else. This weekend we're going to be up in Grand Forks at the Diamond Lounge for Friday and Saturday. And you can see me again tomorrow night with the Johnsons. I'll be filling in there over at Mix Lounge. So, again, if your drummer's got more charisma than your front man, your band may be in trouble. That's why my band's doing just fine. So, until next time.